So I wanted to come and show differences in brown leather when it comes to the traveler's notebooks. They used to go by the name Midori, and now they are called the Traveler's Factory. I've placed the notebooks in a somewhat of an order from the youngest. I'm pointing out with the scissors. The light is. We are in a kitchen, and the light is coming from there. And shadows are bound to happen, but I'm trying to minimize the shadows. Anyhoodle, from the oldest to the youngest. Now, all of these have a different usage, should you say. This is my traveler's notebook. It's very comfortable. This is exactly the size. I know it used to be designed to fit boarding passes, etc. Also, it contains beautiful brochures, at least where I'm living, when it comes to museums and arts exhibitions, etc. They usually come in a uh, three times folded A4 size. So this is absolutely perfect. I also, whenever I book a travel, say if I go with a train to another city, I always print out the reservation and that I've paid because I just don't try. I just don't trust the internet that much. This one, this holds a sketchbook and some of the arty things. I have. I wish I was a sketchbook monogamist, but honestly, I have them scattered here, there, and everywhere. This is my dear diary for now. It's been summer, and this has been a wonderful light situation to carry. It has all kinds of gadgets and trinkets, etc. Like this is a small size traveler's notebook. I made this eons ago. I think I have some. Hold on. Or was it the other one? No, this was it. It was. I have these Moomin stickers and quotes here. I did this. I did some of the pages when my son was. He was tiny, and we were watching all the movies we have. I this came with a perfume bottle as I don't even know what this is. Just came with a perfume bottle as well as this suede string. They were tied on around the cork, so I just left them there. The washer tape piece was just because I had a piece floating on my desk, as well as the quotes sticker. This one is an A5, which bums me out. My son is like here are markings from a tape and everything. I have to say, right now I'm not happy that I cut this shorter because I really don't use the size A6. It's much too short and much too squarish. I prefer the elongated, and this actually goes perfectly when it comes to the golden ratio. I just paused the washer because again we are in the kitchen, so I have the dishes coming. I will empty these because I want to show the insides of these notebooks because then really you can see the difference in leather. In my opinion, it's almost like two different colors. And I have to say I do prefer the older ones to the newest ones because this feels very two-dimensional in comparison to the older leather they used to use. So moving on. So instead of completely emptying everything, I decided to just open them up. A little bit less of a hassle. So this is the oldest. Now, if we take the youngest in comparison, please don't ask me when I bought these. I have no idea what's going on in my life. Anyways, this is the oldest of the browns that I have and the youngest of the browns that I have. It feels completely different. It ages in a completely different way. This feels wonderful. It's very buttery, and it's feels warm to the touch, and it is quite thick. If we compare it to this one, like the thickness comparison, I don't know if it reads. I wanted to try and catch the daylight. We really don't have much left of the daylight, but this is completely different. It's a very friendly piece of leather. I sewed these pieces of you know, I wonder if it was goat's hide or reindeer. Anyways, so yeah, a little bit of a Rudolph there, or Rudolphina, because it's only the female reindeers that have the antlers. Fun facts of the day. Anywho, here it is. I love this to bits. I never use it. It's A6, but I do love it to bits. Very old. This is the diary that I use for now. It's much too small to my liking. I will change it shortly when I'm done with this. I always make my inserts. These are just loose leaves. I folded them 3 times, and some, you know, ideas that I have back here in a separate folder. But when it comes to, hold on, don't want to be showing off anything. The paper is MD paper. For some reason, I grew accustomed to having either Tomorrow River paper or MD paper when I'm writing to travelers' notebooks. So I always buy the MD paper, and I fold and sew my own inserts. Long story short, again, from the inside, very different in comparison to the newer ones. It feels kind of a similar to the very older one. The leather looks like it could be the almost same batch. I'm sure it's not. The feel is equivalent. The feel is very soft, it's very firm, it's malleable. It has had all kinds of pockets sewn, and as I changed the size, I also made it. It's very malleable, but it's not floppy. It's bendy, it's soft, but it's not floppy. It's not flimsy. It's a very friendly piece of leather. Then out of the two, I like this one more. It has significantly thicker and different leather. I wonder if the thickness in leather reads here. I think it's not very easy to see. It's been because this has been with the arts and crafts. It's a little bit weathered from the side, so the lacquer that they put to the edges has worn out, so it makes it look thinner than it is. It's not as malleable, it's not as soft. It actually is quite hard. It's a bit drum-like, and it feels like very nice leather when you touch it, and this responds to conditioning very well. I have these scraps of paint here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, I like this. I love this. I chose this to be with a sketchbook because when you do open and you do something, say oh, I forgot about this. I have a commonplace book here as well. Anywho, so when you have something that you do something on a surface, I think I have some. I'm gonna show that. Say, I was doing these. I bought a new set of gouache. No, I was making a gouache palette. Anyways, I was testing the colors here. It's much more easier to hold when you have a stronger surface to hold onto. And this is a very nice size to use as a sketchbook, um, because it's quite narrow and it's very comfortable to be used like so, but also as a vertical arrangement as well. I really like this one as well. But already I can see the difference between this and this, but this is not, this is a-okay. And then we have this one, the youngest one, significantly, it feels thinner. When this came to me, it was so dry that when I opened, I could see some cracks on the spine. And when I folded, I could see the cracks opening. I had to condition this immediately just so that the leather doesn't combust on itself. And when the leather is on a cow, it always is placed on top of a layer of fat. So that is why you actually should condition your leather products, regularly. I don't condition these so very regularly, and part of the reason is I use a lot of hand creams. Most of the creams I do make myself. They have shea butter, jojoba oil. They are very fatty. So as you can see, they have these darker spotches here and there. And that is because I do believe, because I use them. I don't baby them. I don't have pouches to carry them in. I do use hand cream. And when I do, these puppies get that too. But and sometimes they work as coasters even. I have to be honest. But anyways, these do need to be conditioned shortly. And this one I need to, if ever you feel like you have a very, very thirsty leather, very dry leather, this hasn't happened oftentimes. With this one, it did happen. The one trick is don't use anything oil based inside of the on the inside covers of your leather notebook, because that oil will transfer to the paper. Use hand cream, whatever hand cream you use. Now this is probably going to make just about everyone squeal. Again, most of my creams are organic, self-made, etc., but you can just use your average Nivea on the inside of the color covers as well. Um, so that is a one trick. But yeah, this came in a condition that was very poorly. It felt very suede in the beginning, and it really, there isn't much dimension here. If we just take a look at what I'm using as a dear diary, there's all kinds of, I don't know if it translates on the camera, but there's all kinds of scrapings and everything, and you can just buff just about anything away. But then this one, it's almost it's just there. It's, to me, it's like oiled canvas. It looks and feels to me oftentimes. So there are differences. I want to show you the spines of each notebook because I think it's very telling. Now this is the oldest of the spines. You can also see a little bit redder, hue, redder complexion, if you will, with the not so old. Well, they are old. Let's face it. You can see how floppy this is. Even lighter. And this is the oldest of the browns that I have. This leather ages beautifully, just beautifully. So yes, there are differences, absolutely. And I've not ordered the traveler's notebooks, I have to be honest, after this one, because I don't want to be, I love the traveler's notebooks. They are very comfortable, they are very convenient. That's what they are. They are convenient, exactly for what they were originally intended for, traveling. And I used to, back in the days, I used to have very thick traveler's notebooks. Now, these days, I prefer the thinner ones. They are easier on the hands, and to me, they look better. They look better that way. Um, what else is there to say? Handy on traveling, very comfortable in carrying. Like when you put them in a handbag, my handbags are practically totes. I usually just shove them. I take these two and I place them like so. I do have a dear diary insert here, which I used during my summer travel, but I think I'm going to take it away. The seasons have changed, energy has changed completely. Uh, I'm going to carry on using this. I still have, I think, how many pages? I don't have that many pages. I'm already planning on going to. I'm not going to count. I'm already planning on moving on to a larger dear diary. I was just yesterday and day before yesterday, I was painting the covers. I have this obsession of getting a dear diary that has flaming crimson red covers. Couldn't find it. So I actually found out that I have a Moleskine that I hadn't quite finished. I was still writing on it on May, and I just, for a reason or another, can't remember. Doesn't matter really. I changed to another dear diary, so it still has pages, and I also have the good moleskin paper that I can kind of narrow down and make it appropriate to my purposes as well. So I took the cover from the old notebook because one trick of the trade when you do have different, let's take this one. I don't suppose I have anything incriminating here. When you do have different notebooks here, it's a very good idea to not have covers. When you do not have covers, oh, this is from one of my absolute favorite paintings. I went to an exhibition this summer, and they exhibited this lady in black, and not a very large piece of art, but doesn't she look like she could spill you some tea? I'd love to sit down with this woman. I need to know what she's knowing. Moving on. So yeah, anyways, when you do have different inserts here, don't put any heavy covers, because when you do have heavy covers, you can't quite open them up freely. Let's take, yeah, something from here behind. Now they open up freely, and I always carry something like so here, because that makes it easy for it to stay open, and then you can paint and draw and write and do whatever you wish, but just don't use any heavy covers here if you have several notebooks inside of just one cover. That is my tip for the day. Wishing everyone a wonderful day ahead, and till the next time, bye bye.